Vampires, werewolves, witches, and ghosts. All these legendary creatures conjure up a fear of the unknown. Natural human curiosity leaves us wondering if these legendary creatures are truly legendary. Is there some grain of truth to these widespread tales? How is it that with all our modern tech, we still can't seem to find concrete evidence to 100% disprove a good portion of these eyewitness accounts? Tonight, my dear friends, we dive into another dark tale from here in Wisconsin. An unlikely suspect is lurking in the small town of Mineral Point, the last mythical monster you would expect to find in the Dairy State, the Mineral Point vampire. Alright, so we are on our way to Mineral Point here to catch a vampire today. The last sighting of this vampire was in 2008, so we might get lucky. I guess the sightings are really spread out, so it might be our night tonight. With our luck.
With our luck, it will be.
Yeah, exactly. With our luck, something will go down. It'll either be a vampire or the cops. We'll see. That's fun. There was a legislature trying to be passed, yes, to ban vampirism because it was becoming such a problem. And Mineral Point actually lost a good chunk of their population due to this little incident. And by 1980, the town, so I guess these stories came long before these credible sightings happened in the 80s and early 2000s. So that makes it, it makes this even, and to have a werewolf sighting on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite part of the vampire legend?
I just love vampires. I don't know why.
Me too. I don't know.
I always wanted to be one.
Oh, me too. I guess the idea of the romantic vampire, the classic Interview with a Vampire type vampire. Man, that Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Lestat.
Yes,
mine too. It's a classic. I think that movie's
That's what set it off, I think.
Oh man, for a lot of people, that really reculturized, the modern day vampire. Alright guys, so we've made it into Mineral Point. It's been an adventure, that's so to say. So it's nighttime now, we've made it here, and we're gonna go to the Graceland Cemetery where there's been the sighting of the vampire and allegedly a werewolf in the same area. So let's see if we can find us a vampire tonight. The legend of the vampire has effortlessly survived through the centuries. The charismatic and sophisticated vampire of modern fiction was born in 1819 with the publication of The Vampire by English writer John Polidori. The story proved highly successful and arguably the most influential vampire literature of the early 19th century. Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula, however, would provide the basis of the modern vampire legend. The book Dracula spawned the distinctive vampire genre that we are familiar with today. From books, films, television shows, and video games, the vampire has since become a dominant figure among the horror genre. I mean, damn though, look at my footage, look how clean. Alright.
Kind of chilly. I'm just thinking I'm just thinking a cop rolls in and
With Laura in her teeth.
yeah. Just
like, this looks weird, but it's not what you think. It is just, man, field. Yeah, it's kind of unsettling.
Let's not go too far from the car now.
I know, right? Well, there's like a path down this way. I'm just trying to stay away from the houses. What the? I don't know.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Yep, going back.
I don't know, but that sounded clear as footsteps. I know it's windy, but I heard like... I was gonna walk down there, but a little perturbed. The vampire, once a horror icon, became a reality for the small town of Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Our strange tale begins on a snowy February night in 1981, after local law enforcement received multiple reports of what people claimed to have been a vampire acting suspiciously at the Graceland Cemetery. Officer John Pepper took to the task of investigating what should have been a simple task, just to give peace of mind to the residents, if anything, turned into a night in which Officer Pepper would soon not forget. As the officer arrived at Graceland Cemetery, he spotted a very tall, thin, and extremely pale man, clad in all black near the graveyard gates. When the suspect realized he had been discovered by the officer, he immediately took off, to which Pepper began the hot pursuit on foot. John claimed the figure then proceeded to jump the 6-foot fence, clearing it effortlessly. Officer Pepper turned around and ran to the outside of the gates, with absolute certainty he would meet his suspect on the other side. But to John's complete and utter shock, he found nothing, nor did he find any footprints on the fresh and thick snow. Officer John Pepper was at a total loss as to where the individual could have possibly went to. He also would not be the last police officer to report on such bizarre happenings in Mineral Point. Yeah, this place is just... Yeah, it could have been. People were fishing somewhere around the area. I don't know where at in Mineral Point. Should we try walking up this way? Some tree damage there. And also, guys, a werewolf sighting was around here. A lady claimed to have seen a werewolf literally shapeshift in front of her while it was running, and she witnessed it explode into fur. I don't know, but this place has got a weird vibe, right? Okay.
I was gonna get a picture of
Yeah. Whatever you want, girl.
sign.
Definitely. Vampires tonight, ladies and gents. Just want to beam my light in the houses. You want to walk up there? The vampire wouldn't make a reappearance for a couple of decades. Then on March 14, 2004, police would once more receive phone calls relating an all too familiar tale. Several people would allege that a creepy-looking man was attacking the folks residing in the nearby apartment complex. They said that the creepy-looking guy would attack unsuspecting victims from a large tree by the building. Once more, officers were dispatched. When they arrived, they spotted the person matching the description given by witnesses and also seemed to be a fit for the sighting made by locals and Officer John Pepper in 1981. Just like in the first case, the officers in 2004 also ran after the suspect, only for him to one more time escape effortlessly. Also, like in the first case, the footprints simply ended at a wall, as if the person had flown away. And perhaps That's exactly what this vampire did. It was a very windy night when Laura and I went to visit Graceland Cemetery, and so instead of showing this footage with the audio, I decided I would finish telling you the legend of the Mineral Point vampire. 4 years would pass by, and just as the previous 2 times, people would once again come in contact with the now infamous Mineral Point vampire. According to reports, a couple was fishing at Lake Ludden on July 11, 2008, when they then reported hearing noises coming from beneath the pier that they were fishing from. They then stated that they began hearing and feeling something scratching the wooden planks underneath their feet. Then came the splashing, as if something or someone was crawling below them. Witness Brandon Hines stated that he started to stomp on the pier, believing it was an animal and hoping to scare it off. Sadly for the couple, however, this only enticed the mysterious creature to come closer. It was then Brandon began shining his flashlight between the boards, and in that moment, to their complete horror, did they see the caped figure climbing up the side towards them. Brandon was frozen in terror, trying to come to terms with what it was he was witnessing. His girlfriend, Jamie Marker, however, fled the scene horrified. Hines then proceeded to throw his flashlight at the beast and swiftly caught up with Jamie. She was waiting in the car with the doors locked and secured when Brandon entered the vehicle, started it. He then saw the caped figure speeding towards them, unrelenting in his pursuit. Jamming the car into gear, making a hasty getaway, they drove immediately to the Mineral Point police station to make a full report. The young couple also realized all their fishing gear had been left behind in their quick departure. 2 patrol units were sent to the scene. All the fishing gear was intact. There was only one single item that was unaccounted for: their flashlight. The population of Mineral Point was at its peak in 1870 with a grand total of 3,275 people. Shortly thereafter, there would be a steady decline to the once hopeful growing number of the populace. The timing was rather suspicious, you see, because events were taking place just outside of Mineral Point. Not just a vampire, but the Ridgway Phantom in Ridgway, another town renowned for its infamous specters. A ghost said to take many forms has been haunting the area since the early to mid-1800s. It seems many folks had heard plenty of rumors and warnings to stay far away from Ridgway as well as Mineral Point. The 2 towns sit quietly, looking rather mundane, and people travel through completely oblivious to the legends surrounding them. Is there really a vampire in Mineral Point? Is it still lurking there in the shadows? I guess only time will tell. Whew. Okay guys, so we did a walk around of Graceland Cemetery here, Laura and I. This place is creepy, it's undeniably spooky, also very cold and windy. If there was a vampire lurking in this town, I could see it being here. So there's like quite a bit of stories that go on in this area. So not only is Mineral Point known for the vampire here and the werewolf, it's also it's right next to Ridgway, which is home to the Ridgway Phantom. And the Ridgway Phantom is allegedly a spirit that would show up to travelers on either the highway, or there would be like, they've even seen hitchhiking. A hitchhike. There's the story of the hitchhiker on Ridgway. All right, boys and girls. I haven't seen no vampire, but this place is really creepy.